Welcome to Ghetto Gossip, where all the gossip goes down right here. Tonight is a night that I guess you all will sit back, relax, and enjoy the show due to the hurricane that's supposed to come, Hurricane Irene. So I want to make it interesting for you while you're sitting at home waiting for the storm to blow by. The topic of discussion tonight, first we're going to get into, you all know the rules. Comcast has over 400 channels. If you don't like what you're about to watch, you can turn the channel. And I guarantee you, you won't get nothing because no other cable station will be working. Comcast and Verizon is where it's at. But I also want to let you all know that the shopping spree went really well. Most of the kids went out already, did their shopping spree. Kanisha Harris, Tamia Jackson, the winner, Derica Hicks, Mia Taylor, Corey Tyler, and it's like 5 more other kids. But we almost finished with the shopping spree. But I want to also let the guys know from school age was before, I guess, to 18. On Sunday, September the 4th, we will do free haircuts at Celebrity Weave, located at 19 West Lee Street, from 10 in the morning until 12 midnight for free. So if you know someone that in need of a haircut, they can stop by between 10 a.m. and midnight Sunday, September the 4th at Celebrity Weaves, located 19 West Lee Street. And the cuts are free, and we will have hot dogs, hamburgers, some good lemonade, you know, outside or whatever for you all to enjoy while you're waiting for your cut. And that's compliment of Ghetto Gossip as well as Caramel Video Jams. We rocks over here at Comcast Station. But we're going to get into the topic for tonight. The topic tonight is, I posted on my Facebook page and it's like, well, what we want to talk about? I want to talk about what you want to talk about. And I had like over 30 conversations, but one stood out. Shelly Holt Cunningham, she put, if her husband is paying child support, $700 a month, why should he buy school clothes? Which is a good topic. And I want to talk about it. Is child support the only means of support for a child, or does it go beyond that? And it's not only for the men, it's women as well that pay child support. So we're going to talk about that. But before we get into the conversation, you all know the number, 915-5202. So get your pen and paper ready and get ready to call in. But before that, we're going to go into a commercial break, and we're going to come back and we're going to make it happen. We're back here at Ghetto Gossip, and in case you just tuned in, the topic of discussion for tonight is child support the only support a parent should have to pay to take care of their kids? Is support goes further than just getting a check? I got a caller online, and we're going to get back into this conversation about that. So if you got a comment, 915-5202. Ghetto Gossip.
Hey, Miss Gossip.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing fabulous.
Oh,
and yourself?
I'm fine. What's going on with you today? What you think about it?
Okay. Child support, which is established by the state, is the minimum that a parent must pay. Right. Now, you keep in mind, if a parent has a child in home, they pay 2 to 3 times more than what that child is required to pay. Mm-hmm. Therefore, with the judge, the black, as you say, with the gavel, the man in the black, with the gavel, with the hammer.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
He is the minimum. My situation is, my baby daddy, ex-husband, is making 6 figures, and he pays less than $400 a month.
Okay, so with what you get, and do you think that it's okay or appropriate, okay, because you get a check to say, well, baby daddy, could you get my child some school supplies, or get my child some school clothes, or get my child some Christmas toys? Or do you think that check that he gets supposed to cover everything in his life?
Hell no. Hell no. Because you got to take account of when then we have hospital bills that's more than $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a year.
Right.
And then we also have other expenditures. Don't forget about the shit that they break that you got to reimburse, and then other extra stuff. So no, it does not configure into the child support system. It just is the minimum. And then sometimes, you know, they hide income.
So you think that
I don't think Miss Ghetto.
Miss Ghetto.
No. And they need to step up and do more, because the judge is only giving a minimum. And then also, it's not all about the money. You have to be there to talk to your child, to discipline your child, to be there for your child, to provide that moral support. Come to some school events, come to a PTA meeting, come to some plays. If your issue is dealing with me, you don't have to deal with me on that level. You're dealing with your child. Right. Call your child. Talk to your child. It's not all about the finances. Right. I mean, the finances do help, because, damn, you making 6 figures and you only paying $300. Really? Come up.
Well, thank you for calling. I'm going to take this next caller because we got line callers backed up. And I appreciate your call.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to take another caller, but in the meantime, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about child support. Ghetto Gossip. Ghetto Gossip.
Ghetto Gossip, yes. The question is about child support. Hello?
Yes, can you back away from your TV?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, the question is about child support?
Yes.
Okay, I feel like, irregardless of whether it's the mother or the father, child support should be paid. Me being a single parent and me being a parent that has paid child support, it's not fun, you know, but they're my children. So in the meantime, we still have to support our kids, like the caller before me. It's not just about monitor things, you know what I'm saying? Because a child gonna need you for more than just money. We can dress our kids in the latest in the greatest fashions, but what about the morals and the values and the principles that was instilled upon us as children? We need to pass that along. It's not just about money. It goes beyond money, you know. People. So you got some people who are lazy who just figure, well, I just have to pay child support and it's okay. No, it goes beyond that.
Okay, with you saying that you were a parent that had to pay child support, was child support the only thing you paid and then say, well, I don't have to do nothing else because I paid my child support? If your son needed a pair of shoes and you say, well, I paid child support, so no, I can't get you a pair of shoes because I already paid my child support for the month.
No, because I was the type of mother, regardless, they can take out the check or what they need to take out for the child support for all 3 of my kids, along with the medical insurance, and I'm going to show up for events. I'm going to show them be a mother. You can come to my house whenever you want to, because it's not about that you are my child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The person who was kind enough to take you into their home to raise you while I had to get my life together.
Right.
I was always there for my kids, regardless of what they took out monetarily. Right. You know, I still stood up and showed up for my kids, irregardless. Right. And more people should be like that, but some people get fixed in their head just because, I pay
child support, that's it. I'm done.
I didn't be that way.
I didn't did my parent duty. Right. Well, I thank you for calling. I'm going to take another call. We're backed up in calls. Thanks for calling. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Child support. Is that the only support that a parent should have to pay? Is it other ways to show support to your kids? Thanks for calling Ghetto Gossip.
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Hi.
This is an old friend of yours at Mechanicsville Turnpike MD. You know this Mario.
Yes, Mario Brandon. How you doing, friend?
I'm doing good. Wonderful, wonderful. I just want to make a comment. We talking about deadbeat parents.
Right. And it's not just daddies, because you got deadbeat baby mamas.
It's the mamas too, parents. I didn't say deadbeat fathers. I said deadbeat parents.
Yeah, I know what you said, but you know, I want the viewers to understand too. It's not just the daddies. I want them to think I'm bashing the men, because you got some women that's not on their game either.
I Right, and my thing with that situation is that, you know, you sit there, y'all make these babies, and then when the baby is made, the father or the mother don't want to share the responsibility of the baby because it's always something that happens where the mother don't want to be with the father won't be with the mother.
Right.
But what the child got to do with that? That child did not ask to come in this world.
Right.
You know, so as a father or a mother, you shouldn't have no problem taking care of someone that belongs to you.
Right.
Should no white man, meaning a judge, tell you you have to pay for something that you made.
Right.
Step up to the plate and pay for them kids. Take them kids, do what you're supposed to do with them. The same way with the mother. How can you go to court and let somebody tell you you have to pay for something that's yours?
Right.
You're not even a man if you even allow that to happen.
But you got some people that only pay $65, and behind the $65 that they pay a month, they feel like they've done their part. Well, that's all I got to pay. I paid my child support, so I don't have to do nothing else. So if the kids say, "Dad, I need some shoes," I already paid your mama. Like, are you serious?
No. But see, that's another issue. Okay, even if the judge tell you, okay, you only can pay $65 a month. Okay, fine. That's what he allow you to pay, but it takes more than $65 a month to raise a child. And fathers and mothers should know that.
Yeah.
Even if I pay $65 a month, I know that $65 a month is not going to feed this child, going to get this child clothing, going to get this child shoes, even get this child through school. I wouldn't even want to be letting someone know I pay $65 a month for a child I brought in this world. That is trifling. A bunch of...
So let me ask you this question. If you pay child support, let's say $600 a month in child support, and your baby mom call you and say, Mario, the kids need some school clothes. Do you feel entitled to get those clothes, or do you feel like, well, you got $600 a month, that should cover their school clothes?
That's bull. If I order to pay $600 a month, which is not enough to raise a child, and my child need more than that, and the mother called me and say, Mario, I need more money to get this and get that, I'm going to go step to the plate and pay him. Because first of all, I ain't let no white man dictate to me how to raise my child, what to pay to my child. Because at $600, think about it. In this economy, the way things happen today, that's chump change. You can't even buy, say, 2 months worth of clothing. A child grows, and he grows all his shoes, he grows all his pants, he grows all his shirts. You're constantly buying for a child, so there shouldn't be no limit on what you should spend for a child. If you got it to spend, spend it. That's your child. You brought this in this world, take care of that.
Okay.
Same way, when you get older, they're going to take care of you when you can't do for your damn self.
Okay, now I'm going to flip it. Now, what about when you got the parents like yourself that pay child support? You pay your $600, but the mother spends the money on her and not the child. Do you take it out on the child?
No, I would take the mother as to court. I would take the mother as to court because I always say that. You know, I say this, Crystal. I've seen mothers come in stores.
Right.
Got the fingernails going on, got the toes going on, got the weave going on, got the makeup going on, got the dress going on, and looking at the 3 kids you got, snotty nose, nappy ass head, Wilson couldn't even pick it. You know what I'm saying? Looking trifling. How can you subject your child to that abuse? That's physical abuse. Basically, because how would I want to step out and my child looking like straight hood?
Right.
And I wouldn't do that. I can't do that to a child. A child is not responsible for what we did and brought them in this world. And you know that as well as I know, Chris. They're not responsible. Our responsibility is to make sure that child get the best education, the best home raising, everything that they can get while they're in this world.
Well, I appreciate your call. I got to take this next caller because we're backed up, but I want you to continue watching the Ghetto Gossip Show.
Always watch you, girl. You know you're my number one. Hey, Crystal.
Thank you.
All right, babe.
Child support. Ugh. That's the key word for tonight's topic. Do you think child support is the only support a parent should have to pay? Ghetto Gossip.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Teresa Mooney.
Can you back away from the TV a little bit, Miss Marie?
Sure.
Thank
I
you.
will back it up. Okay, thank you. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. My son, I'm homeless right now, and my son's father is trying to take me to court to get custody of my son because he's saying the only thing I want is the money. But my thing is this. I worked till I was like a week ahead of my pregnancy. His current girlfriend is just sitting at home. And I feel like he should be offering help because he know that I'm homeless right now, and I'm just tired of him just saying the only thing I want is money. $113 is not nothing to live off of, excluding TANF.
So your son is still with you?
Yes, he is still with me, and I'm still homeless. And he's saying that he's going to take me to court for everything that I got. And I think he's real trifling because how is he going to take care of my son and a newborn working at Nicodemus?
So you have a newborn baby?
No, he has another baby.
So are you in a shelter or something now, or you staying with relatives?
No, I'm staying with a friend, a very good friend.
Okay, so you actually in a house right now, but it's not your own.
Right.
Okay. And he want to take you to court because he don't want to give you money because he think you're gonna do other things with the money.
Yes, and he's the one that be dealing drugs and all that mess. I don't do none of that.
Okay, so $113 a month is what he paid.
He paying that, and plus I get TANF, but that's still not enough.
It's still not enough. It's still enough
for me because my son, he goes to daycare, and my son, he's real clean. And anybody can tell you, my son is best dressed inside the daycare.
So,
and I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, he need to come off there and try to help me, even though we went through ups and downs, but he still has a child out here.
So do we have the funds to, like, if he wanted to say, find an apartment and I pay the rent for ample amount of months, you saying he's able to do that?
He's not going to do that because of his current girlfriend. She's very ignorant. She's real ignorant.
Wow.
She is real ignorant. And then I feel like this. He wants me to take him off child support. That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen.
Take him off child support, and then, okay, do he pay on time with the $113 a month?
No, they take it out his daggone paycheck, and then he still holler about the girlfriend don't have money for food or whatever. Oh, well, you should have thought about that before you dipped back up inside the sauce and got her pregnant.
Wow. $113 don't even pay for daycare.
He don't pay for daycare. Social services does it. Really, social services is my child's father.
Wow. I appreciate you calling, but let me ask you a question before I go to the next caller. How old is your son?
My son is 3 years old.
Okay, I want you to call back when I hang you up, and I want you to give the producer your information, and I'm going to give you a call back after the show because, I would like to help you out with some clothes for your son.
Thank you.
So, could you call back and just let him know that you the caller that, I want to call back in?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, and I'm digging that dress you have on, too. I'm digging that.
Thank you.
You got them.
Topic, child support. Is that the only support? Now, $113 is not a lot of money to pay. That can't even pay for daycare. But some people feel like that's too much. Ghetto Gossip.
Hey, Crystal.
Hey.
How you doing? It's Brenda from Richmond.
Hey. Hello, Brenda from Richmond.
I'm hanging in there.
What's going on?
Callers, your callers are right on time, especially the gentleman that just hung up.
Okay.
And the young lady. Now, the money is not enough to take care of the child.
Right.
And I feel like this, if the parent goes to the father or mother and say, well, I need extra amount for this or that parent should step up to the plate. I'm not saying they should go broke, not be able to take care of their finances and their household, but they should step up. And like that guy said, a real man don't need no white man with no gavel to tell him he need to take care of his kids.
Right.
A real man is going to do what he has to do.
Right.
Now, this man is sending this woman $600 a month That's a lot for child support, but it's nothing when it comes to 3 children.
So I'm asking this. You say it's a lot for child support, but what about the mother that got the kids and spends $600 every 2 or 3 days? She's not complaining, so why should they complain about the $600 a month when they're not even spending the time? They're not there when the child's sick. They're not buying the medication. They're not going to the schools for the PTA meetings. They're not standing in long lines to sign the child up for school. So $600 really is nothing. It's nothing. And if you gave me $600 and I say my child needs some school clothes, I feel like you should still get it, regardless of what you sent me, because I'm paying more than that. Because I have a deadbeat baby daddy that has it and don't give it. Deadbeat to the fullest. And those are the kind of parents that just irritate me, because you have it to give, but you so scared to give it to the baby mother because you think she gonna do something with it. What would I do with the money when I'm already taking care of my kids? I'm already good. I'm already straight. My kids already straight. So what you think, I'm gonna go take your money and buy a Gucci bag? I would buy that myself. So my whole point is, you need to step up and do what you need to do.
Yeah.
And then you won't get that label being a deadbeat baby daddy. But sometimes they don't even care about that. And then the woman that's with them, just as bad as they are, because if the shoe was on the other foot and they was the baby mama, they'll be feeling the same way that I am. And as a woman, I feel like if I'm with a guy and he has kids that he don't take care of, I don't know how that's going to work out, because if you can't take care of your child, how you going to take care of me and mine? And I got 5. And if you with me, you're going to provide for 5. Not 1, not 2, but 5. So I don't understand how they get comfortable with not saying, well, you know, get your kids for the weekend. You know, do this with your kids, whatever. They so scared that the money go get taken out of their household. But it's only when it's reversed that it matters to them. When it's done to them is when they care. And it's not right. And I just feel like,
about that, because you're saying the same thing that I say. Just because you send that money, like that young lady said, monetary doesn't mean a damn thing. It doesn't cost anything to take a walk in the park.
right.
Go to the house, sit down and read to the child.
Right.
Come to the activities the kids are involved in school, like you said, PTA. Extracurricular activities like football, basketball, dance, whatever the kids are involved in. That money don't mean a damn thing if you don't have that hands-on interaction with your child.
Right. And I refuse to go to child support, because if, like you said, the man with the gavel got to tell you to give me something, they don't need it. And then when you see your kids older and successful and you come around saying they're your kids or whatever, you can kiss our grits. Because we don't give 2 hoots about you.
That's right, because you want to come around and get all this praise like Shaq Dad did with him.
Exactly.
He's a basketball player, so he's going to come out of the woodwork. That's my son.
Exactly.
What about this summer? He was 5, 6, 7, 8 years old.
Exactly.
And he needed you to be there with mom and your son.
Exactly.
It's a bunch of bullshit. And excuse my language, this is the type of topic that really pisses me off. You got these deadbeat parents, mothers as well, that don't do a damn thing with these kids because they send a little check every month. What's a check? And what they send is not even enough to float a set of 2 sets of clothes. It's not enough to put a meal. That's $65 to put 1 meal on the damn table. Not
exactly.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Just breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
But then you got some parents, some baby daddies that be like, well, okay, I'll give it to you, but let me come over there tonight. So if I don't sleep with you or creep with you, you know, you're not gonna take care of your child. So when me and you not dealing with each other, it's when you stop taking care of your child. But while we dealing with each other, you will do. But if I decide to say, no, I'm not going to deal with you, you ain't going to do nothing for your kids.
Well, that's not a man.
Sure
that's not a man. As a woman goes with that, she's not much of a woman. You're going to deal with my child on the basis that the child needs to be taken care of. No matter what the child needs, you need to be there.
Right.
I don't give a damn about that check. If I need extra, you need to bring it on.
You can't send time in the mail. You can't send love in the mail. The judge can't tell you to do none of that. That comes from you. And now, I can understand that some parents might not have no money, but you got time.
Yeah, because you can time this interaction.
Exactly.
Because I told one of my kids' parents, I was like this. He had just came home from jail. So I told him, I said, I know you don't have any money right now because you just came home from prison. You're trying to get your life together. I said, but to come back, pick him up, take him for a walk in the park, play some catch football, just sit down and talk to him about life, how's he doing in school, anything. Those things mean a whole lot more than money. We do need money to take care of those kids.
You can go to the child's school.
What a child needs.
You can go to the child's school and have lunch with them. You can sit in the classroom and observe. It's different things you can do it's child support that don't involve money. They feel like, okay, if I don't have no money, I can't take you to the park. The park is free. The park is free. Oh, okay, I don't have no gas. Catch the bus.
Walk in the park. It costs nothing. Toss a football.
Exactly.
Or sit there and talk about his school. Talk to him about his future, what his visions are.
Oh,
Put your hopes out for that child.
Exactly.
Show that child that you are interested in them as a person.
Exactly.
Show them that you're concerned about what they want out of life, and try to talk to that child and guide that child in the direction that's going to help them with what they want out of life. It's nothing worse in this world than deadbeat parents. And like the gentleman said earlier, the women are worse than the men.
Yeah, you got some of them.
Bottom with my child because you want some booty? Oh, hell no.
Well, I'm going to have to take this next caller, but you continue to watch Ghetto Gossip, and we're going to stay on this child support topic because it's getting hot and heated. And I thank you for calling.
And you're right on, Chris. I love you.
Thank you. Love you back.
Bye-bye.
Well, the topic is getting, right interesting. If the child's father is not involved with the mother, and he feel like he shouldn't take care of the child because he's with somebody else, and I feel like the woman is less than a woman to even allow it to happen. Ghetto Gossip.
Hi, Miss Gossip. How are you?
I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm doing good. My name is Cynthia. I live in Holland Springs.
Hi, Cynthia.
Well, I'm going to break this down.
Break it down, baby. I'm listening.
$65 I received for my daughter from the time she was 3 months old until she was 18 years old. And that did not buy a meal. And a lot of these parents think that because they pay the $65, the children don't need anything more than that.
Right.
And what I think, I blame the courts too, because when they took me in to establish child support, they looked at my income, they look at his income. Because I was making $18 an hour, I was the person that had to provide 70% of her upkeep. He had to provide 30% of her upkeep. Irregardless to what I make, shouldn't be nobody's business. The bottom line is 50% for the mother, 50% for the father. That's how I feel about it. Because $65 don't do nothing for your children. I asked him, I said, the kids need school clothes. How about lunch money for them? Oh, I ain't got it. I sent my child support. Right. Then not only did I raise the child I had with him, I raised his daughter that he had with another woman because he was out there in the streets. I couldn't even get him to buy her lunch. But it was all good because I wasn't the kind of woman that just sat around and depended on nobody to do anything. But even when I became disabled, I went back for an increase.
Right.
They told me that my Social Security was more than he made a month. That's still not my problem.
Exactly.
I work 2 and 3 jobs to take care of my children. Okay? And if he has to do that, he's a man. He should have had to been made to do the same exact things that I did to take care of those children.
But sometimes, let me tell you what they do. They have a job and they be working when they go to court, but they get paid under the table.
Oh, yeah.
So they can't establish that they have a paycheck. So so their wages won't get garnished and stuff like that. And I feel like that just totally wrong. But with me, as far as child support, if I was a judge and the baby daddy didn't take care of the child, they would have to pay half of the parent's bill, whatever the child they had. If the mother rent was $1,000, he had to pay $500 of that.
That's right, Miss Gossip, because like I said, I still have to provide a roof.
Everything.
I have to provide heat. I have to make sure
water. Your child got to take a bath. Your child got to see what she doing while she bathing. Your child got to stay warm and got to have a roof over her head. So my whole thing is, why do you feel like $65 gonna do anything? $65 is $2 and probably 20 cents a day.
And then they piss me off with, you're going to spend the money on you. If I take
If I do, so what?
Look, if I take it and flush it down the toilet, it ain't your damn business.
So, exactly.
Because you're not even paying what it takes to pay my rent every month to make sure that these kids have a roof over their head. So them fathers are holler, she going to buy her some weave, and so what if I do? Because I done already spent the $1,400 in the house that month to make sure everything was taken care of my household.
Right.
So I'm telling me about that's your money. No, this is my money because I don't sit around and wait for you to make sure she has something to eat. I fed her. So when you send that $65 in here, if I want to go and buy me a pair of drawers, that's my business.
Right.
You don't have nothing to do with that. And not only that, speaking about the time, I have a 19-year-old. She'll be 19 in October. My daughter has had to go to counseling because of feeling that her self-esteem was so low because why daddy don't love me?
Right.
Why daddy don't come and spend time with me? Why my daddy live right in the same state and he can't come over and visit? Even when he moved out of state. He comes to Richmond. He don't stop by here to see her. And for so many years, I taught my girls. I said, let me tell you something. Regardless of what he do, he's still your father, and I want you to respect him. But right now, my daughter don't even wish to speak to him on the phone. She didn't want him to come to her graduation, and I told her, baby, he'll reap what he sow. But they don't realize they're hurting the child. My baby had to go to counseling, and a lot of these young girls out here that are going out in these streets and they're promiscuous, it's because daddy is not in their life to teach them that they're a queen, and they don't have to settle for just sex. They're more than just sex. And that's the biggest thing, you know. My oldest one, at 18 years old, she got pregnant. She got attached to a guy that really I didn't think was the best for her because daddy didn't teach her value as a woman. And they need to get it together. They really need to get it together.
I appreciate you calling. I want you to continue to watch the show. I have a whole lot of callers backed up.
Thank you, baby.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Child support is the topic of discussion if you're just tuning in. And I'm sure this is a topic that everyone wishes to discuss. Ghetto Gossip.
Miss Ghetto Gossip.
Yes, ma'am.
I know your name is Miss Ghetto Gossip. However, I need to stop your callers from being ghetto.
Okay.
The word, irregardless, is not a word. The word is regardless. Please make a note of it. This is brought to you by the letters X, Y, and Z.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, darling.
Child support is the topic of discussion. So many parents, and not only just men, it's women as well, feel like they shouldn't have to pay but a certain amount of money because the parents might look a certain way, dress a certain way. What do you think about that as I take this call? Ghetto Gossip?
Yes. Yes. Hello.
Yes.
Hello there.
I'm fine. Can you back away from your TV because it's going to be an echo?
It shouldn't be. Okay. Well, how you doing today, Miss Lady?
I'm fine.
This just Hattie Mae Pierce, but you can call me Big Mama.
Hey, Big Mama.
But I'm calling in on the child support thing.
Okay.
You know how we get these deadbeat dads?
Right.
Some of them ain't dads, some of them are ladies. But I know how it is. That little bit of money don't do nothing. You know, if they buy them a pair of shoes and clothes, so what? That's their child. You know, they want to complain about what they did and all. Be a man, step up to the plate. Right?
And most of them say they're a man, but don't do. But they'll do for a child that they with. If they with another female, they'll support that child, but they won't support their own child.
Well, that's just those make-believe. Those are the make-believe men. That's what that is.
But then you got the women that allow it. Because
but you know what, first of all, you got these women, they don't want the man to pay child support. They want to lay up with him and they don't want him to do nothing.
Right.
They just want the welfare to take care of everybody. That's all they want. They don't want to pay the child support. You know, they want to keep their nails done and their hands done.
They want child support when they're no longer with the dad. If I leave you, now I'm taking for child support. But as long as you laying up with me, we cool.
Yeah. You know, they got to feed the husband on the first of the month. That's the only time they see him, on the first of the month. Right?
Well, hey.
That's the only time they see him. You know? Yeah, we got some lousy daddies out here, some lousy moms out here.
Yeah, because it's not only the dads. You got women that pay child support. You got women that refuse to pay child support.
You got women out here that don't even clean the houses, but the daddies will clean. You got daddies that'll take care of the babies better than the women.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, they both can be trifling.
Yeah.
They both can. Yeah.
It works both ways with child support.
Yeah, it does work both ways. Yes, it works both ways with child support. Just because he gave you $650 a month, he can still buy that baby shoes and anything else. That's all part of being a parent.
Right, because you gave me that $650 a month, but my rent is $800. And my hours might got cut short at work. Well, I need the $650 to pay the rent, so your child will have somewhere to live.
Yeah, then he needs to chip in and buy the shoes and everything else.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well,
you know?
I thank you for calling in.
Oh, don't worry, I'm going to call back in, because you know this anime peers just call me Big Mama. I just had a grandbaby.
Oh, did you?
I want y'all to know on the TV that I just had a handsome grandbaby.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yes.
I did too.
I'll be calling you back, Crystal. Yeah, I'm going to call you back and talk about my grandbaby.
All right, thanks.
Yes, I am. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, you have those dads that, as long as I'm dealing with you, I can take care of our baby. If I leave you, you take care of our baby. Thanks for calling Ghetto Gossip.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'd like to comment on the child support issue.
Yes.
I feel that it's a 50-50 blame if you have problems with child support.
Right. And
50% on the man part is, if you're not really sure about this woman, why even have a child with her? On the woman's part, if you have a relationship and it breaks up, you can't just use that child support.
Can you step back from your TV?
Yeah, I'm gonna step back a little bit. I know, Levina made a comment. She said, well, he's only paying $113
right.
for child support.
Right.
So that is not enough money. I agree with that. But then she kind of like defeated her own purpose by making the statement that her son was the best dressed kid in daycare. I mean, in a repressed economy, you could take that money and you ain't got to buy all brand names, buy stuff that's less expensive, and it could go toward food, travel, or whatever the other lady mentioned.
Right.
So it's all about whatever you take that money and do with it. What the man, he has to concern himself with it. Okay, I got a daughter, I'm paying child support on that. She's 9 years old. So I got 9 years at least that I'm already got to be prepared that I'm going to have to pay for it.
Right.
So get that mindset already taken care of. Guys feel like, if the money's not being used well, I'm being used. And on the part, as far as they saying, well, if you don't give me no sex, I'm not going to pay the child support. Hey, you can just refuse to give them the sex anyway. If that's the only thing you're going to tie a man up with, you ain't really holding them with that. Okay,
well, just like the $65 or the $113. Okay, what about when the child goes to school and they have field trips? You have lunch money. You have different things. You have school dues. Okay, $113 is no money. So when the parent put out so much money, the in-home parent put out so much money during the week or the month for the child, that $113 been gone. Like right now, it depends on your child, what size shoe the child may wear. You might got a child that wear a 12 shoe. $113 don't even pay for a pair of shoes.
That's true.
It won't even pay for a pair of jeans.
Men do have to put more time as far as not just money into a child. My daughter doesn't live with me. I went by to see her when I got off work today, just get a kiss from her, check on her, spend some time with her. It carries a long way. I do it.
And time, and I always say this, you might not have money, but everybody have time. You can't send time in the mailbox. You can't send time love in the mailbox. You know what I'm saying? Only you can send me in the mail is a check. You know, and that check don't do a whole lot. So it's all I ask for is, can you spend time? Your mother is spending more time. She's not the daddy, so you can't say, well, oh, my mom had the kids last week. Yeah, you're right. Your mother had the kids last week. When did you have the kids? Or well, you got this, or you weren't this, or you work, or why you can't do this, or whatever. I didn't do it by myself. I didn't make the baby by myself. But you with another woman, and you're taking care of her kids, her household, but you can't make sure your child all right.
I agree with that. Now, my experience is a little bit different because the financial part ain't no issue. It's hard for me to spend time with my child because I have no dealings or no issues at all with the rest of her family.
Okay, now, the family shouldn't stop you from dealing with your child because it's always a mediator. It's always a middle person that you can use to go get your child. Bring your child to you. So some things is always, it's called an excuse. What you think?
I'll give you one example. Been there, done that. I'm on the porch with a court order with Richmond Police, and they still don't do no good. That day. There's just one example, you know. So that officer said civil matter, not a criminal matter, can't lock nobody up. The back of the court order that I had with me, he filled the whole page up describing the 45-minute experience, 45-minute experience waiting on the porch.
So let me ask you this. Can you go to your child's school during lunchtime and see her while she's at school?
If you work a job to take that child support, that ain't easy. You can do it on
I'm saying, I don't know your hours of work. I'm just, trying to give some resolution, some solutions to the problem.
Our society is different. You don't want to be hanging around your child's school the way people carry terrorism and all kind of social threats.
You're not hanging around. You're going to go in the office. You're going to sign in as a visitor and you use the father. So you're going to eat lunch with your child. Lunch ain't about 20, 30 minutes. If I want to see my child, if my kid's father had them and I want to see my child, I'm going to make it a way to see my child. I'm not going to let nobody stop me from seeing what's mine. That's just plain and simple, and maybe that's just me. I'm going to do what I got to do.
But, sometimes their moms can be because they are empowered way more than fathers.
No. That's what y'all think. That's what y'all say. But y'all got just as much power as we do to go down to the court and file for custody, joint custody, whatever you, in any court you go to.
Legal custody. I do have joint physical and legal custody.
Okay, so there you go.
But that's not something everybody can do.
Everybody can do it if they want to do it. They don't choose to do it. And what a lot of people don't know is the mother don't have custody of a child until they go to court. When you have a baby, just because the mother had it, the mother don't have custody. You got to go to the court and file custody to become the legal guardian.
If you're a father and you don't have a permanent residence or male residence, it's kind of hard to receive.
You got some mothers that don't have a permanent residence.
Ma'am, I don't want to battle with you because I agree with you on a whole lot of points. And I also want to add that I watched the show and saw, with Kids Supply giveaway, the first 50 callers. I was liking that show too.
Oh, thank you.
But no, all I'm saying is it just like the communication effort got to come from both sides of the time.
Right.
It's like Rome won't build in a day, and it took a long time for our culture, our society to get like this in family, and it ain't gonna change overnight. But there's steps got to be made both ways because I'm comfortable if I feel my child is being taken care of with the money I'm spending. I ain't got no problem with that part of it.
Okay, I'm going to appreciate your call, and I'm going to have to get to another caller, but I want you to continue watching the Ghetto Gossip Show. And if you got boys, bring them to Celebrity Weeds, 19 West Lee Street on Sunday, September the 4th from 10 a.m. to midnight. We're cutting hair all day.
All right, baby.
All right. You too. Thank you. Ghetto Gossip. Hello.
Yes, how you doing?
Hi, is that Denzel?
No.
Okay.
No. Yes, I have a story
okay.
about child
Okay, 2 minutes.
So
break it down.
Right,
break it down in 2 minutes. Break it down.
Yeah. Oh, it's real quick.
Okay.
Okay. I was paying child support for a child that I found out wasn't mine, and I didn't get anything back. Well, no, yes, I did. I got $400 back over the $1,000 that I paid over those 12 years.
Let me ask you. Okay, the child was 12 years old when you found out it wasn't yours.
Yes.
Well, was you attached to the child?
Say that again.
Was you attached to the child?
I mean, I had seen him when he was a child.
So you really weren't dealing with the child like that?
No.
So basically, when you found out the child wasn't yours, you wanted your money back?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
okay.
Keep it 100.
Okay, so they didn't give you your money back. They gave you $400.
Well, she returned $400 to me from a payment that was made.
So from the 12 years, how much did you make? I mean, how much did you give total?
Oh, about $9,000.
So you know you can take her to court for that, right?
Yes, but she is doesn't have any money, really. So it'd be a waste of time, really, on my part.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can't say too much about that, but that's how you can get your money back on that. But my whole thing is that if you had bonded with the child and you really care about the child, then the money should have made a difference.
Yeah, but it's another twist to the story also, because I saw the child when he was 16, and he came and approached me and was like, asked my name, so said my name. I was like, yeah, I want to talk to you. Okay. Because we were at my father's house, actually. And he was like, stepped in the kitchen, he was like, you know you're my father, right? I was like, well, sort of, kind of, yeah, but not really. Because it's been 4 years that passed, and he came and approached me.
So he still think you his dad?
Still was thinking I was his father, and his mother knew that and hadn't told him. So it was kind of messed up.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I thank you for calling, and I hope you get your $9,000 back, and,
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Whew. We didn't have time for a commercial break today, and I think we don't have time. Maybe another caller calling in. Okay. Ghetto Gossip.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I was very interested in what your topic is about today. I think it's a beautiful thing you're doing, getting it out. But I think it's one common denominator in all the things that are being said is I think we're not having any conversations about responsibility before the acts that produce a child.
Right.
And so you have to, life is a business.
Right.
And you need to know how your child is going to be provided for.
Right.
There's no guessing how much it takes care of. I mean, we just knowing how much it takes to take care of yourself.
Right.
There's no secret to us in society. I mean, everything's out. Gas, to get a child somewhere to school or to programs or anything. So if you're going to rely on somebody else to do it, whether it comes down to the government or the state or the city or whatever, you have to, we need to start having conversations with each other about how we're going to take care of our kids.
Right.
Later on, that conversation is going to come, and they're going to be the ones asking questions.
Well, sometimes you might be in a conversation, and things that are planned aren't always like you planned it.
That's true. And I understand what you're saying, but, I know how it is, with us guys, not just putting it on the guys.
Right.
But we do talk and walk,
Right.
But I just appreciate what you're doing. You're growing. I can see every time I, look at your show, you're doing a good topic. So
thank you.
Keep on doing that, and maybe one day, you can get out in the community and have something live so people can really see, how your heart really is about these issues.
Thank you.
Good night, and good luck to your future.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Well, we're about to end the segment of Ghetto Gossip. I'd like to thank a few people, but I also want to remind you of We got another caller want to talk? I also want to remind the haircuts for the guys. School age, September the 4th. Located at Celebrity Weaves, 19 West Lee Street. We'll be cutting hair from 10 a.m. to midnight. We have hot dogs, hamburgers, lemonade, waters, juice, maybe a little music during the earlier part of the day. Also like to thank all the callers that called in last week for the shopping spree contest. And we had like a wonderful, wonderful time. And they want to still call me. Ghetto Gossip.
Hey, Crystal, how are you?
I'm fine.
Look, I've been on hold for like 15 minutes.
Okay.
I'm going to call and be an advocate for the men.
Okay.
Because I see men that pay their child support faithfully, and they do good by their children. But the children look like garbage, and the mother look like celebrity queens. Now, I can understand why a man wouldn't want to pay child support when it's not going to the child,